Yes, ladies and gentlemen, my name's Jack Farmer. His name is Raj Giri, and this is Practical Money, where we talk all about money, whether it be saving, investments. And this time, we're talking about something that I think may take people back a little bit. Raj, we're going to talk about making money by using your credit cards.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people don't know there's some great credit card deals out there. And, one of the things we talked about in our first episode was the most important thing, in my opinion, on the way to financial freedom is to get out of credit card debt.
Mhm.
But once you get out of credit card debt, and if you're able to maintain it and you have discipline to not get back into it, there are ways you could use credit cards to your advantage and never have to pay any interest.
This is one that I think anyone who has a credit card or anyone who's been scared of credit cards has to watch because very eye-opening stuff. And one of my favorite things about this show and doing it with you is it opens up my eyes to a lot of different ways I've been letting money slip through the cracks. And this one, I we have a personal story. I will share numbers with everybody specifically about it myself and how there's money that's getting left on the table, I think, for a lot of people. Before we get into it, though, we do have to hit the little disclaimer. This isn't advice. This isn't us telling people what to do. We're not saying any of that stuff. We're just talking about stuff that we have done or that we have seen success in personally, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And credit cards is something that almost everyone has. And for me personally, like I said, I have everything automatically paid every month, so I never pay any interest. But with that, these if you're making these purchases anyway, might as well make an extra 2 to 5% back for making those.
And I think this isn't going to get you any money back. You're not going to make a financial return, but I do think that personally, if I was someone listening to this or watching this, I would hit the like button and I'd comment and I'd subscribe and I'd share it with my friends and I'd hit the little bell in the corner so I get notified whenever new episodes come up. Personally, I think that's what I think is the most important part about all of this, right?
Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me, right?
So let's get into this for everyone who's watching and they're saying, Jack, how are you gonna talk about making money by spending money using a type of payment that adds interest and adds cost to what you're spending? Raj, this to me feels like the exact opposite of what everyone tells you about finance. You're saying that by using your credit card and spending money on your credit card, you can make money. Walk us through this.
Well, I'm saying that the purchases I make, I was going to make anyway, regardless if I'm using a credit card or a
Mhm.
check or cash. And so if you're going to be making these purchases anyway, then it might as well be worth it to get cash back or rewards, depending on whatever works out in your favor. Um, and so, yeah, the first thing I do, and I don't have that many credit cards, and we'll get into the ones I mainly use, but the first thing I do anytime I do get a credit card is register online and set up the auto pay for the full balance every month. So you never pay any interest. It's set up right away and you're good to go. And so then it's just you're making your regular purchases and getting cash back every month.
So, just to make sure we're clear, when we say buying stuff with the credit card making money, we're definitely not saying, "Oh, I'm going to go buy some tickets to Europe and I'm going to go buy a new TV and a new PlayStation just for fun." It's the stuff like the groceries, the gas, the things that you're going to end up spending money on regardless. And I think the most important thing there is that you mentioned you pay it off every month. So
Yeah.
there's not ever a balance. And with credit cards, when you pay it off every month, you don't get the interest. So you're not actually losing any more money than you would have lost buying the whatever you were buying with cash in that situation.
Yeah, and to your point, I pretty much pay everything with credit card. So
Mhm.
whether it's a TV, it's groceries, But I do think if you're more inclined to spend and get back in debt, with a credit card, if it increases your spending habits, then maybe it's not good to do, or maybe you have one. But if you're able to keep your spending under control and the credit card doesn't add to your spending as just having a debit card, there's ways you could take advantage for sure.
Yeah, I'm similar to you. Almost all of my spending goes through my credit card. I just I just think it's easy to have it all in one place and then pay it off at the end of each month. But before we get into the different ways you're able to get cash back and or rewards, whatever this may be, and talk about the different ways you're getting it, I want to make sure that everyone knows that we do not, we're not sponsored by any of these. We're not incentivized to mention any particular company. So when you're talking about these, there's no financial gain for you to say this company's giving me this big return. You're just sharing it because that's what you actually do.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't have any ties with any of these companies. These are all things that I use, but yeah, we're not getting any money or no affiliates or anything with these guys.
So give me an example of one of the cards you're using and what kind of money are we talking back here?
Why don't we start with the Citibank double cash credit card? This is the credit card I use for just everyday spending. So if I go to Chipotle, um, if I'm getting gas, groceries, and it's 2% cash back on purchases. It was 1% when you buy plus 1% as you pay. So if you're automatically paying the full balance every month, that's 2% every month that you're getting on all your purchases. And again, I think most people when they have credit cards, they have some sort of rewards, but a lot of times it's 1% or less. A lot of time it's like 3% for restaurants, 3% for gas. But when you add it all up, it's not quite 2%. This is just a flat out 2% for everything. So this is kind of one of my go-to cards. So this is the one I carry in my wallet, and yeah, 2% every month.
And the trick with this one is, by the way, you get 1% when you buy, 1% when you pay off. So if anyone does decide to get this card and use it, buying stuff is only half of it. You got to make sure you're paying it off. And that's where what we said earlier
Right.
about paying it off each month being key to this. But 2% doesn't sound like a lot, but that's pretty good if it's stuff you were buying
Yeah,
anyways.
2%. I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but you look so far this year, and this is with our Citibank card in rewards, we've already gotten back over $250. And again, these are purchases we'd be making anyway. Now, some of these, there have been some bigger purchases on here, but for the most part, this is smaller purchases that we make every day.
Yeah, they do, these little purchases do make up a lot. But and you say you put everything on that card, right?
Well, all my just everyday purchases. And so I also have my Fidelity Rewards card, and this is the rewards Visa signature credit card, also unlimited 2% cash back on everyday spending. Now for this, what I have it for is this is for all my automatic payments every month, my Netflix, our car payments, our home insurance payments, car insurance, I mean, home insurance, heating, I mean, all our bills, everything every month just goes directly on this. I don't carry this in my wallet, it's just all automatically set up. And yeah, so it's again, these are your bills, and these are all stuff you're going to be paying for anyway. So you get 2% back on your bills every month. So and again, every one of these cards I'm mentioning has no annual fee. So you're not paying anything per year, and you're getting 2% back right off the bat with these two.
And this is again these monthly bills that we get every single month. That's where it can also really start adding up. Is you see someone like Netflix says, "Hey, we're raising our rates." You're going to pay that every month, but now you can get a little kickback, and it's totally passive. You're not actually having to do anything. It's just doing what it was always doing, as long as you pay off that credit card bill every single month.
Completely passive. I mean, this is our Fidelity Statement, and you can see the rewards it doesn't have year to date, but it shows over the last 12 months, and we've gotten back over $1,400 over the last 12 months. And and again, with the Fidelity card, it's mostly automatic payments that we do every month, like car insurance and our home insurance and cell phones and things like that. But we have made some, we do our bigger purchases on here as well for trips. We went to Venice and Paris last year, so all that was on here as well.
Um, are those the only two that you use?
So, real quick with Fidelity, that one, you have to have a Fidelity account to get that 2% cash back. And so, we have our Fidelity IRAs, our kids' accounts, our checking. But This is not one I've used, but I know people that use it. If you don't have a Fidelity account, this Wells Fargo Active Cash Card, it also pays 2%, and we'll have links to all this at the bottom. Also, no annual fee, 2% cash rewards, and you don't need a Wells Fargo bank account or anything. It's just 2% regardless.
So that should be accessible to anybody, and assuming their credit's good enough wherever they are, and it gives them some other options. So I noticed that we've been mentioning a lot the 2% thing. If I'm someone who's like, how do I get a little bit more? Is 2% like the max you can get on cash back, or is there any way I could maybe maximize this and get even more than 2%?
Well, personally, we spend a lot on Amazon, and my wife's a health nut, so we spend. Whole Foods is our major grocery bill every month, and
Hmm.
so that credit card, they have uh, the Amazon Prime Awards card, and you can see here, it's 5% back at Amazon and at Whole Foods. And so what we do at Amazon is it's automatically saved in our account. Every time we're buying something there, an instantaneous 5% back. Whole Foods, we just put it on our Apple Watch, so we don't even have to carry the card around. Go to Whole Foods, boom, and Whole Foods is not cheap, so getting that
Right.
5% back right off the bat is pretty nice. And so yeah, and then every month you get the rewards on your Amazon. Go through, and gosh, we probably have like $100 a month, just from in rewards from Amazon and Whole Foods.
Yeah, Amazon and Whole Foods alone, I think, is going to get you a lot of money cash back if we're talking
And
5%.
5%, no
Yeah,
annual
that
fee.
5% adds up. I mean, we actually haven't shopped at Amazon that much so far this year. As you can see here, this is our rewards that we've gotten so far this year. And it's almost $85. And most of that is Whole Foods. Like I said, we haven't done much at Amazon, but that 5% adds up.
Uh, it's just saved, so you don't have to carry the card around. You hide it away once you get it. Like I said, if you have an Apple Watch or something, you put it in so you could use it at Whole Foods and not carry it around. And again, just easy 5%. The only thing is it's 1% on most other purchases. They do have some other benefits, but so yeah, so just for Amazon Whole Foods purchases, because we use a lot, uh, that's the card. That's the card we use.
What about cards like store cards? Like, do you is there any kind of value in the you go to the mall and anytime you buy something for I guess for people who still go to the mall, if you go to the mall, every time you go there, like, hey, would you like to put this on your Nordstrom card or your whatever card, your Macy's card? Are there any types of store specific cards that have good rewards that you're aware of?
Well, so every store has their own card, and like with Apple Pay right now, like we spend probably about $40 a month on Apple between our kids, their insurance on their phones, and then we have a music subscription and like an iCloud, so it's like 40-50 bucks a month. And if you use the Apple Card, you get 3% back, but having an extra card for that 3%, just to me isn't worth it, because if it's 50 bucks a month, that's $1.50. If I use my 2% card, that's a dollar. So for 50 cents, having that extra card uh isn't really worth it. But we do, when we're not shopping at Amazon, we're always, I mean, Target is our main store. And so
Hmm.
Target's another one. Like they have their red card, and that's another 5% every day. Again, no annual interest fee, just an automatic 5% back if you shop at Target.
Between Target, Amazon, and Whole Foods, I think that pretty much covers just about any spending most people are going to do.
Yeah, so
Uh,
that's 5% on a pretty big chunk of spending that we do, and then 2% back basically on everything else.
and really, the only, I guess, headache to that is quote unquote headache is you just have to remember which card for which situation. But really, it's not that complicated. It's really Target, Amazon, or Whole Foods, and then all of it goes to the other one.
Yeah, and like I said, the only credit cards I carry are I carry the Target one, because
Mhm.
I don't believe they allow you to put it in Apple Pay, at least not yet. And my Citibank, because that's the everyday purchases. My Fidelity I don't carry around, because that's my all my automatic, and I also put big purchases on it. So if we're going on a trip or something, that goes on the Fidelity. Um,
Mhm.
uh, and then Amazon saved in, Whole Foods is on the on the watch. So really not carrying many cards around.
Yeah, it's not really that complicated. And it's something just from an accounting standpoint, it's kind of nice to have all the spending in just a few places as well to keep things straight and kind of know where things are. And it's probably very easy to keep track of spending that way as well, kind of knowing that this is for this thing, this is for that thing. Um,
Yeah.
Now, these numbers, I know if someone's listening to this, they're probably thinking to themselves, 1% doesn't sound like a lot, 2% doesn't sound like a lot. But we started talking about this. And one of the things I love about this show is I always say, you make me start to think about what I'm taking advantage of and if I'm doing things. And I've always looked at the rewards program on my credit card and been like, I don't know. What's it going to be? I'm going to fill out a form. They're going to mail me a $5 Starbucks gift card. It's not worth it. I'm going to ignore it. But I knew we were talking about this. So I went and said, I wonder what I could get. I've never looked at my rewards before. And Raj, right now, if I go to my rewards, I have a Chase Bank card. If I was to check out my points right now, I could get this minute with my points $3,564.31 that has just been racked up in my rewards. So I don't know what anyone else's situation is, but if you've got a credit card, at the very least, you should go check out the rewards tab and see what you have sitting there. Because if we didn't do the show, I never would have looked, and I would have had this $3,500. But and this is the thing that is kind of gut wrenching about it, Raj, is I'm getting 1%. And you've talked about 2%. And a lot of people like 1, 2, we're talking 1 or 2%. What's the difference? If I had the 2%, I would have $7,000 here instead of 3,500. And so that's a real life difference of money if I had just been on top of this and used the card that had the bigger numbers. Now, I don't have a breakdown here, but I know a lot of this was at Target and at Amazon. So I'm thinking, geez, if I had the 5%, it could have been even more ridiculous, and just how this adds up over time. So anyone who's watching, at the very least, go to your banking website and just click the rewards and see what you have sitting there. I had no idea I had this much money. Like I said, I would have sworn to you, if you asked me without me looking, I probably got like $15 in Starbucks gift cards or something like that. And I never would have thought about it. But now
Yeah.
I'm gonna, next time you see me, I'm gonna have I'm gonna have alligator shoes on, and I'm gonna have
I
on
know.
big
Go
fancy
shopping.
sunglasses.
Go shopping
going
at Target or Amazon.
Target or Amazon, and I'm gonna get cash back again, and I'm gonna keep it rolling. So it's so easy, and it's just there, and it's free. It feels like free money. This is such a simple thing. I think anyone who has a credit card or can get a credit card should really start thinking about. Yeah, I don't want to give advice, but if it's me, as of now, I am going to be much more careful about how I'm spending my money and what rewards I'm getting for doing it, because this is a huge, huge change.
Yeah. And the people listening, if you have cards that perform better, definitely let us know in the comment section. By no means do I know every credit card out there. And, I've used travel credit cards like United. And when I would do the math, as far as the miles to travel, it usually wasn't up to 2%. So I actually got rid of those. But if there are ones that, perform better than 2% on average, I know certain ones will have 3% for restaurants or 3% for gas or 5% on a certain category. But just one that in general is over 2% or on average, definitely let us know. Or same thing for store cards and things like that.
Yeah, this one says I get 5% back on office supply stores. I'm like, man, who's going to office supply stores
Yeah.
these days?
5% back off your pens that you
Yeah,
get.
like, I'm not going to Staples and buying a bunch of paper clips. What are we
Right.
doing here? If I do,
Yeah.
I'm going to Amazon to buy
Right.
that
And
stuff.
you get your 5% anyway.
Yeah, so it's so these are just incredible, and again, they're places like Amazon. I had no idea the power of the rewards program that I was using. So this is really cool. Everyone definitely needs to go check out what they're currently getting, see if you can get more than 2% or more than the 1%, and see if you can find something better than the 5%. That would be incredible. But if you can, let us know. This has been super helpful, Raj. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, yeah, this was fun again. Can't wait till the next one.
I can't either. I feel like I'm going to get rich being a part of this show. I'm pumped.
Awesome.
Very cool. Well, this has been Practical Money. I'm Jack Farmer. He's Raj Giri, and we'll see you guys next time.